See, what's on the street, some men get a kick from being suffocated a little.
It's a lot sweeter if he's got beard, cause you will grind on it to it.
So do the damn thing. You could just grab it and hold it. Use it as a balance for yourself. Voila. He licks and you grind. Everyone wins. Now, on today's episode of Juiciness, I am going to teach you how to sit on your guy's face with powerful confidence, thereby evoking intense orgasms at the end. Listen, I tell you what. If you ask many men about their secret fantasies, it may just be face sitting. You never know. That they want their partners to sit in their faces and use them for their pleasure in a carnal, selfish, and devilish way. No cap. So as a woman, you know, over the years, we've been taught that we should be more giving and more selfless during sex. But because of that, there are plenty of reasons why women are so hesitant to do this to their men. But I assure you that sitting on your man's face can be immensely pleasurable, both physically and mentally to him. Now, once you work out the mechanics, it might become, you know, one of the favorite sexual activities that you would ever do to him and with him. Look, on my channel, I teach women mostly to be liberal with your sexuality so that you come to a point where your mind and your soul agrees with one another and you're at peace with what you're doing. All right? So do the damn thing, because the sooner we as women come to realize that these men don't care much for how we look, but for what show that we put up in the bedroom, the more fulfilling we are going to be sexually and mentally. Because the truth is that some men particularly find having their faces sat on and being used to be really, really appealing to the point of a fetish. And why shouldn't you even take advantage of that? Why? Honestly, I think that a healthy sex life will allow you both to realize your fantasies. And it's important to know each other's fantasies so as to optimally please each other. And trust me, as long as their fetish doesn't go beyond your personal and spiritual belief system, then I think that you're fine and you're okay. You should do what pleases them. Now, I had some beautiful lady ask me this question. Let me read it out loud. It says, I enjoy this video, Jane. Can you briefly cover being a heavier woman in the face sitting video? My man is like, I don't care, but I am self-conscious and on a weight loss journey overall, so I could look forward to being smaller soon. But till then, do I completely avoid it? Now, completely avoid sitting on your man's face because of your weight. Why? Hell nah. If he says he doesn't care, best believe that he doesn't care. Best believe him. Take him on that word that he doesn't care. See, what's on the street, some men get a kick from being suffocated a little whilst they're eating you out and stroking themselves all at the same time. However, I think that you should try to lift yourself up while you sit on his face. You don't literally need to sit on his face. You could squat over and, you know, sway your hips in a circular motion or in a figure eight motion or back and forth, all right? Leave him some air to breathe, because you don't want to choke your baby now. You don't want to choke him to death, okay? And then hit the gym and work on yourself for you. Work on yourself for you. And then be sexy for him, all right? Because you need your knees to be able to hold you up in a long time for this TLC that you and your man are creating. Do you get what I mean? And one of the main reasons women prevent themselves from having fun by sitting on their man's face is that they worry that they will somehow squish him or suffocate him to death. Now listen up, ladies. This doesn't just happen. Even if you're a hot, bigger lady and your man is tiny, you're not going to squish him to death. You're not going to squash him to death. All you need to do is find that comfortable position for both of you. He can always let you know if he needs a break or he cannot breathe. Some guys even like not being able to breathe a bit. And quite frankly, while we're still on this subject, the same rationale applies to riding your man. You will most definitely not break his joystick. All right? So ride along. He will love it when you take the rein. All right? Look, our men are not fragile as we would like to think. They're very strong. So I will give you ways on how you could sit on your guy's face comfortably. Number one, start by having him lay on his back. All right? Let him be comfortable. Let him just lay on his back. Next, you could start to get in that traditional 69 position by placing your knees on either side of his head. But, remain upright. Remain upright. Well, you place his head is over there. Remain upright like so. You get what I mean? Then you can just lower your vulva or your juicy part towards his face by bending your knees and lowering your hips. It's very simple. All right? Now, number 4, if your legs are getting tired, you could place your hand on the bed. All right? You can place your hands on the bed. Place your hands on the bed and his stomach, and this will help you support yourself while you're grinding on him. And number 5, your man can just, grab your legs with his hands to give you feedback, whether he's being choked or not. Or he could also pull you in deeper if he wants more pressure. Or he could push you away, slightly away, if he wants less pressure. All right? Do you get what I mean? Then number 6, you could try facing the opposite direction. So if there is a wall or a headboard in front of you, you could just grab it and hold it. Use it as a balance for yourself. Voila, he licks, all right? And you grind. Everyone wins. It's just that easy. So sitting on his face isn't really a crazy intimate position. And just know that you can create an alternative face sitting position in form of squatting. Squatting like this. Some people prefer to squat instead of, kneeling. But kneeling causes more strain on your leg muscles, especially if you don't exercise often. Second variation is this. When queening him and facing towards his body, you can give your man an amazing hand job, all right, or head. So this is probably the 69 position. His head is there. You're facing. You're just seated on him like so, and he's in full display, and you're just giving him head or you're giving him a hand job. Perfect. And you can also dominate him, like if you're agile enough, you may be able to wrap, your legs around your man's head while you sit on his face and you grind.
You can just grind while he licks you. It's a lot sweeter if he's got beard, cause you will grind on it too. It gives a lot of tingling sensation right there when you're grinding on his beard. Just smear his face with your juice all over his face. He can poke his tongue out like this, and you just bop it in and out. And then you can scoot up and down. Just scoot all over his face. Scoot, baby, scoot.
But this is especially a dominant kind of act on your man. Now, let's not forget the standing and kneeling position. Although it's not exactly sitting on his face, but you may find it fun to stand while your man just kneels behind you. You could just grab the back of his head and push it into your vulva or between your cheeks. But it might be hard for him to, reach your powerhouse because except you bend very well. So you could try leaning forward and spreading your legs apart to make it a lot easier for him to go below. Then grab extra pillows if you find yourself struggling to find the best facing position. You might try a pillow position. These pillow positions are going to be sort of taller than the regular pillows that you sleep with, and they are going to be made from a firm memory foam that, you know, does not lose its shape. These pillows are especially helpful if you don't have a headboard, or, you know, your headboard isn't good for leaning. Something like this, strong but bigger. Now, you could aim for a pillow that's tall enough to lean forward, so as you ride your man's face, it can help in supporting you. Then, of course, let him tap out when you're face sitting. I mean, you're on his face, but he obviously can't keep this up forever, especially if it takes you a while to orgasm, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So always remember to give him a break, or he can simply just tap on your legs to let you know that he needs a breather. And when he does that, you can, you know, just scoot back to his chest, or simply just pause for a rest. It's up to you. To some of you ladies who like to dominate your man while sitting on his face, which of course is one of the reasons why face sitting is so popular, just because the woman gets to have total control, you know, of everything, and there is just this power that comes with you dominating your man in the bed. Face sitting is very perfect, and there are a few ideas to get started with. Number one, don't get up from riding his face until he makes you come. Number two, you could pinch his nips. Number three, you could just slap his joystick while he's giving you that sensation as you're sitting on top of his face. All right, and then you could also render him incapacitated. You could tie his hands to the bed or cuff him before you sit down and start riding his face so that he doesn't touch you. So cuff his hand, render him incapacitated, and put him in an eagle position while he goes down on you, and then ask him to clean your vulva up with his tongue. And you could also use face sitting as a reward if he's a fan, or you could just remove his access to it if he loves face sitting as a punishment. All right, that he's not going to have you, you know, sit on his face as a way of you punishing him. Then make him beg you to sit on his face. So to make it really, really exciting, I would advise you to try and pick one or two of these things that I have just told you when you want to dominate your man, because it might not be possible for you to do all of them. It might be overwhelming if you try to do everything at the same time. All right, so, and it also keeps it interesting when you come up tomorrow with something different. Yep. So that's it for face riding today, and don't you forget to dirty talk him when you're doing all of these things, okay? Because it just spices everything and just makes him go crazy and go gaga. All right, until I come your way next time, just try to enjoy the best that you can from your sex life, and stay creative, stay madly, madly in love. I love you. God bless you.